There is a quiet but profound shift occurring in the global economy. For decades, the world has understood a certain phrase, made in China. It was a simple label. It spoke of low costs. It described vast factory floors and a workforce that could produce goods at an unmatched scale. It was the engine of a certain kind of globalization, one built on manufacturing might. But that label is now evolving. The narrative is changing. Today, a new phrase is taking its place, one that signals a fundamental transformation. Designed in China, scaled globally. This is not merely a change in branding, but a representation of a new paradigm for international business and a new set of rules for competition and collaboration. Imagine a city skyline at the first light of dawn. Towers of glass and steel glow with a cool, metallic blue light. Small, unmanned drones glide silently, making their deliveries. As the camera pulls back, this single city becomes a node on a vast, illuminated map of the world. Digital lines of trade burst forth, crisscrossing oceans and continents. They connect not just ports, but data centers. These lines, you see, carry more than just physical goods in shipping containers. They carry intellectual property. They carry software updates. They carry design blueprints. They carry streams of data that manage it all. This is the new geography of commerce. The transformation did not happen overnight. It was a deliberate, multi-stage evolution. The first stage was the rise of the factories, absorbing techniques and processes from around the world. The second stage was the refinement of those processes, as Chinese factories learned to make better, more complex products. Now we are deep into the third stage. China is not just assembling the final product, it is conceiving the core ideas that power them. We see this in high-speed rail. We see this in advanced telecommunications. We see this in electric vehicles. We see this in consumer electronics. The innovation is not only in the product itself, but in the incredible speed at which it is iterated, copied, and improved. This new model is about more than just manufacturing prowess. It is a strategic integration of design, rapid prototyping, and immense scaling capability. An idea born in a lab on Monday can be a prototype by Wednesday and in mass production by the following week. This cycle, compressed and accelerated, creates a formidable competitive advantage. It changes the calculus for businesses everywhere. The world once outsourced labor to China. Now it must contend with a nation that is beginning to outsource its ideas to the world. It is a quiet revolution, but its effects are reshaping the global economic landscape in ways we are only beginning to comprehend. This vast economic shift is not an abstract force, but it is driven by people. It is powered by a new generation of engineers, designers, entrepreneurs. Walk through the technology parks of Shenzhen, Hangzhou, Shanghai, and you feel an unmistakable energy. These places are crucibles of invention. The streets hum with the quiet whir of electric scooters, server rooms, and data centers. In brightly lit offices, young teams huddle around screens, pushing code, refining algorithms, building digital architecture. Their work is local in creation, global in ambition from day one. They are the human engine of the designed in China phenomenon. Graduates from top universities at home and abroad, steeped in intense competition and rapid iteration. A young founder in a shared workspace accesses suppliers, manufacturers, and logistics partners a few miles away. Proximity of ideation and production shortens the distance from thought to thing. It enables agility few can replicate, turning cities into interconnected laboratories. The narrative shows in grand data points and small human stories. Patent filings rise, R&D investment swells, and it is just the beginning. The second major shift is one that is less visible, but equally transformative: the digitization of the supply chain. The old supply chain was a physical thing. It was a linear path of ships, trucks, warehouses moving boxes from one point to another. The new supply chain is a digital artery, a complex network where information flows as freely as goods. An order placed on a smartphone in Paris can trigger a cascade of automated actions, sending design files to a smart factory, allocating resources, and scheduling delivery, all within seconds. This is not just about efficiency, it is about the intelligence. At the heart of this new digital infrastructure is artificial intelligence and automation. In the most advanced factories, machines are learning to see, to plan, and to build with increasing autonomy. They inspect products for flaws with a precision that surpasses the human eye. They collaborate with human workers, taking on the most repetitive or strenuous tasks. But AI's role extends far beyond the factory floor. It is used to forecast demand with uncanny accuracy, to optimize shipping routes in real time to avoid disruption, and to personalize products for individual customers at mass scale. This infusion of intelligence makes the entire system more resilient and responsive. This algorithmic control over the physical world fundamentally alters the economics of production. It dramatically lowers the cost of complexity. A factory can switch from producing one product to a completely different one with minimal downtime, guided by new software instructions. This flexibility allows companies to experiment with new ideas at a lower risk. A startup in Beijing can test a niche product in the European market without committing to a massive production run. If it succeeds, the system is ready to scale instantly. If it fails, the loss is contained. This is how innovation is accelerated on a global scale. The implications are profound. This digital nervous system gives companies a level of visibility and control that was once unimaginable. A manager in a central office can monitor inventory levels, production status, and delivery times across dozens of countries on a single screen. This centralized intelligence, combined with decentralized, flexible production, changes the balance of power in global business. It allows smaller, more agile teams to compete with established giants, as long as they have the right digital tools. The supply chain is no longer just a cost center, it is a strategic weapon. The third pillar of this transformation is built on a global necessity: the transition to a cleaner economy. As the world confronts the urgent challenge of climate change, China has strategically positioned itself as a dominant force in green technology. It has become the world's leading producer of solar panels, wind turbines, batteries essential for electric vehicles, and grid-scale energy storage. This is not just an industrial policy, it is a response to a planetary imperative. And the goal is clear: to build the tools that will power the low-carbon future for itself and for the world. This focus on green tech creates a powerful link between local industrial strategy and global market demand. Inside China, vast solar farms stretch across deserts and coastlines are dotted with wind turbines. These domestic projects are a massive proving ground, allowing companies to refine their technology and drive down costs through economies of scale. The lessons learned and the efficiencies gained at home are then exported globally. Today, a significant portion of the world's renewable energy capacity is being built with Chinese technology, wind farms in Africa to solar projects in South America. This shift also involves a reordering of trade rules and standards. The old rules of trade were primarily centered on tariffs and quotas for physical goods. The new rules are increasingly about technology standards, data governance, and intellectual property for complex systems. As countries set ambitious climate goals, they are also creating new regulations for energy efficiency, carbon emissions, and supply chain sustainability. To sell a battery or a wind turbine in a foreign market, a company must not only offer a competitive price, but also navigate a complex web of local laws and technical standards. Success in this new green economy, therefore, requires a different kind of global business acumen. In this narrative of high technology and grand strategy, it is easy to lose sight of the human dimension. But every algorithm is written by a person. Every design is born from a human idea. Every global supply chain ultimately connects a worker with a consumer. Consider the journey of a single complex product. A small team of designers in a Shanghai studio sketch an efficient electric motor. They run AI-powered simulations to test thousands of variations. They quickly identify the most promising design. The digital blueprint is sent to a highly automated factory nearby. Robots assemble parts while technicians work alongside them. The factory software links to a global logistics network. A car manufacturer in Germany sees the performance data and places an order. The system coordinates production and shipping automatically. Months later, the motor powers a new electric bus on the streets of Lagos. It helps reduce air pollution in a bustling city. Designed in China, scaled globally. An idea born in one place finds purpose in many, woven by a digital thread. So, what does this new reality mean for global businesses operating outside of this ecosystem? Ignoring the shift is not a viable option. The question is not whether to engage, but how. The old playbook of simply sourcing cheap components is obsolete. A new, more sophisticated strategy is required. The first step is to learn the new rules. Study the systems, not just the products, technology standards, data policies, industrial strategy. See the entire network, not just individual nodes. The second imperative, build deep local linkages. Local firms, universities, government bodies. These partners provide market knowledge, regulatory navigation, and access to local innovation. For a Western company, that might mean a joint R&D center in China, not just a sales office. Co-create value within the system. Don't just extract it. This requires trust, patience, and long-term commitment. Third, accelerate investment in digital capabilities. AI, data science, digital supply chain management. Make digital fluency a core competency across the organization, from the C-suite to the factory floor. Firms that fail to build these digital muscles will fall behind as cycles move in weeks, not years. Finally, incorporate a green dimension. The transition to sustainable energy is one of the largest economic transformations in history. It will create enormous new markets. It will also introduce new risks and regulatory burdens. View the shift as both a challenge and an opportunity. Align products, services, operations with low-carbon goals. Those that succeed will find growth as a resilient brand. These steps are difficult, but essential for survival and success. But interconnectedness brings new vulnerabilities. A political dispute can sever critical supply lines. Malware can disrupt a factory or steal intellectual property. Business leaders must think about resilience as much as growth. They must build redundancy into supply chains. They must invest heavily in cybersecurity. The successful firm of tomorrow will be fast. It will be safe. It will be agile. It will be robust. We have journeyed from the factory floors of the past to the design labs of the present. We have seen how a nation's role in the world can evolve, moving from the world's workshop to one of its chief architects. This is not a story with a simple conclusion. It is a dynamic, ongoing process reshaping the foundations of global trade, reshaping the foundations of technology, reshaping the foundations of power. There is a quiet but profound shift occurring in the global economy. Made in China is evolving, designed in China, scaled globally. Trade now moves ideas, IP, software, blueprints, data, Idea Monday, prototype Wednesday, mass production next week. AI makes supply chains intelligent, resilient, and fast. Green tech scales, solar, wind, batteries, exported worldwide. Every algorithm is written by a person. Every design starts as a human idea. Learn systems and standards, build local linkages, invest in digital, and add a green dimension. The rules have changed. Globalization is rewritten in data and design. How will you change with them? Thanks for watching, and hope you found it useful. Subscribe to my new YouTube channel, where we'll explore China in depth. Not only business, but also Chinese culture, history, ethnology, social media, and communication, etiquette and savoir-vivre, and more. See you in the next episode.